Yo, what up? Hello. Welcome back. I am back. I'm also front facing. I'm facing the camera. My back is not facing the camera. You guys can't see my back. Uh, I guess there's no need for introduction here. Uh, it's quite a bit warmer today. It is 21, 22-ish degrees Celsius outside. So that'd be like 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And man, oh man, it's nice, but also for purposes of playing Mario Kart, this is going to be a contest of can I avoid getting really frustrated? We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I drive well. Hopefully I'm able to articulate my thoughts coherently. I think that would be nice. I don't dare ask for too much though. Who do we got? Player, I remember them. The hints, I remember them. Okay, mostly fresh faces. Whew. The list. Things. You know, a chatter of mine asked if I could review or react to the film theory video by Matt Pat about don't trust your heroes. Um, and I'm considering doing that this time. If I do, I'll change the stream title to reflect that. Uh, Otherwise, though, might wait until next stream to do that. We'll see. We'll see. Before I get to that, though, we've got Mario Kart. We've got politics as well, and some other fun stuff that I've been doing. Let's start with the good stuff. I always start with the bad stuff. Let's start with the good stuff this time. Because there are a couple of things on that front. Recently, I saw actually just this morning when I visited my newsfeed and when I logged on to Twitter and stuff. I follow Bernie Sanders on Twitter and I subscribe to him on YouTube. And he put out some cool videos and stuff about he does a lot of politics like news coverage and whatnot from the lens of congressional action. And what I saw was that he released a couple videos even, talking about the 32-hour work week. Which I thought was a very cool thing to see. Very welcome change of pace to American politics. Usually, you know, the norm in America is that you work 40 hours a week. That'd be 8 hours a day and 5 days out of the week. Typically, you have to get at least 2 days off. But Bernie Sanders said, you know, what if we reduce that to 32 hours? So it'd be 8 hours a day, 4 days a week, and you don't get your pay reduced. So if you're getting like $1,000 a week for a 40-hour week, then you would still be getting $1,000 a week for a 32-hour week. Hourly, like from an hourly wage perspective, that's actually an increase. But you know, the argument I think it's a very strong one is that we can maintain that because society is really fucking productive nowadays. The 40-hour work week was established as a thing in 1940. It's 84 years ago. And, you know, there have been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of digitization, of automation. Society now is an order of magnitude more productive, just from a perspective of materiel, than it was in 1940. Uh, and I think that I think myself and Bernie Sanders both think that the reality of the working environment should reflect that. You know, a lot of people were speculating in like the 1970s that with the rise of computers, electronic typewriters, and all that stuff, since work was going to get so much easier, we were going to be able to get so much more done in the week that you wouldn't need to be at work for the whole week. You'd only need like 4 or even 3 days. Of course, that didn't end up happening because that was also about the time that organized labor really died off in American politics. And as a result, like, workers had no leverage, and then, you know, bosses just kept saying, like, yeah, you know, come in 40 hours a week and whatever. That still ended up being the norm. But now it seems like it's part of the discourse again, and I think that's all for the better. What the... Assholes. Alright. Try to get him at the last moments of his star there. And by get him, I mean dodge him. He almost hit me. Fifth place, huh? Not bad. This is a ruthless room. I'm probably going to get blown up quite a few times. Let's go. And apart from the just the pure human interest of it all, right? Like, obviously, I think everybody could pretty plainly see that it is in the human interest. Like, it would be good for everybody, just from a personal level, if you, instead of working 40 hours a week, you only worked 32 hours a week, because that's that much more free time that we have. And clearly, there's not really an issue with, like, us not producing enough if people only work 32 hours versus 40 hours, right? That's one thing. The other thing is that the opposite actually happens. People get more productive if they work below a certain amount. 40 hours a week, according to, I think, some data, that some of which I've seen, and some of which I think is being used to make the argument from Bernie Sanders' side of things as well. 40 hours a week is actually too much. Beyond a certain point, you start getting burned out, you start getting tired, and your capacity to actually do stuff gets really, really diminished. And it's a game of diminishing returns and whatnot. People are actually less productive on average when they're working too long hours than if they work shorter hours. That's why, like, you know, when people work 50, 60-hour work weeks, they don't get all that much more done than if they work somewhere from 30 to 40 hours. There seems to be, based on data that we have, a sweet spot right around the 30-hour mark. You know, any more than that, you risk getting overworked. So there's a pretty strong argument from economic interests that things would be running a lot more smoothly, maybe not strictly as like massively productive as 40 hours, but, you know, we would have a lot fewer problems and stuff like that, a lot fewer logistical problems if the work week was only 32 hours. And again, that's something I can appreciate. You know, I think that, like, obviously the 32-hour work week doesn't have all that much trouble standing on its own 2 feet as a moral argument or as an ethical argument, but you know, what's really going to get policymakers' attention is when you phrase it as an economic argument. Um, you know, and even there, the argument in favor of it is quite strong. I don't know why this track is still in the pack, by the way. Very strange that it still is. Dude, this room is full of god gamers. Oh no! Wow, that was a really smart shock. Now, I'm more concerned with guarding from threats behind me than taking somebody out that's in front of me. God damn it. I was trying to go super wide of that guy, but he swerved out of his way to get that box. Could have gotten the other one, too. Alright. Get me up there. This might not be the smartest decision, but fuck it. You know, I'm going for it. Alright, fuck it. I'm happy with the position that I'm in right now. Please don't kill me. Alright. I'm pretty comfortable just trying to get middle spots in this room. Because it's... Holy shit. Oh, 6th? I got lagged at the line. Oh well. I think I drove that okay. You know, the 32-hour work week isn't a 100% unprecedented thing either. There have been what's called pilots. Whenever there's a new policy idea floating, well, whenever there's a policy idea floating around that hasn't really been implemented through the framework of the liberal state, then if somebody thinks it's a good idea, they'll propose it as like a pilot, which means they do it like at a local level or with just a selected group of people. And they sort of test that. It's a very scientific approach. They test that in various different local environments or even state environments against areas that don't do that and see if there are favorable outcomes or similar outcomes or in some case, you know, maybe detrimental outcomes. And from what we know, there were quite a few pilots in the 2020 to 23 period for the 32-hour work week, and most of them went pretty favorably. That there was a lot of data that came out of that to suggest that, like, yeah, the 32-hour work week is a pretty good model, and it stacks up pretty well against the 40-hour work week model that we have right now. Obviously, there are some things that is like, oh, if you're optimizing for this, then maybe the 40-hour work week would be better. But for most of the things that you would go to immediately about, like, okay, how long should people be working? The 32-hour work week seems to be the better option. You know, from the perspective of, like, are people like socially active? Are they able to, like, do what they want in their free time? Stuff like that. Oh, this is the long way around. This is the really long way around. Okay. Yo, what's up? Undercloud. Yeah, what's up, Dave Won't Tell? Welcome back. Totally didn't change my name. Yeah, again. I don't know what I'm doing on this track on mirror mode. Just give me a box. I didn't get one. Dang. Track is so wacky. Ah! Dude, really? Just give me an item. Alright. Alright. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this, and then, yes! I'm gonna go this way. And I'm still gonna get, like, 10. Damn. That could have gone a lot better. Oh, well. You guys know that it's probably Jover for France as well. Germany's not the only country having a far-right problem. You know, far from it, but you know things are also fucking terrible in electoral terms in France. Saw this just today. I follow this account, Stats for Lefties, which does electoral polling in Europe for the most part. They do a lot of stuff for the UK, but they did one for France too. New. In France, poll suggests the far-right National Rally would easily win the legislative elections. We have the four major groups represented here. They have the National Rally in black with 278 seats. That's the far right. Macron's center-right to far-right Liberal Party, the LREM, or something like that, with how many seats? 135, which is a more than 100-seat loss for them, it seems like. And then behind that, there is the Noops coalition. That's the left bloc, with just 68 seats, a 63-seat loss. And then in last place of the four major party groups, there is the Republican Party of France, with it looks like with 50-something seats. Yeah, 53 seats, which is -9 for them. So the big winner in this scenario, by all measures, is the far right. Which is unfortunate, and also like it mirrors what I saw on other occasions in Germany, and some metric in the Netherlands as well. Except in the Netherlands, there's at least the semi-guaranteed prediction that they won't be able to form a government. That's pretty nice to know usually. Oh boy. I don't know how, but I'm on first on this track. I'm in first. Excuse me. Oh, okay. It's actually an okay spot for the shock to happen. Because I get an item right here. Banana. That works. It's not gonna last. This room is, really something. Okay, well, thankfully that didn't have that much of an impact. Somebody's gonna pass me here, but that's actually okay. Yeah. Damn, 4 people? I think the guy behind you has world record on this track, so... Oh, really? Well, that's interesting. The B hints guy. Oh, he's world record holder, huh? Okay. Well, I almost outraced the world record holder on this track, proving that I am, in fact, the best racist. You know, except for the fact that they all held mushrooms till the end, but that's pretty typical of a race like this. I think that went about as well as it could have. Minus, like, a couple really minor mistakes at the very end. Like the whole I got wheelie bumped. I think that would have resulted in me getting, like, 1 spot higher, maybe. I don't know. Pretty good. Especially considering the caliber of sweatiness in that room. There are other unaffiliated parties here with 43 seats. Yeah, it looks pretty fucking Jover. The RN and the Republicans are basically the same party in France. They're basically indistinguishable, so they're gonna form a coalition, no doubt. The election isn't happening right now. But when it does happen, if this holds, it's gonna be RN and LR, and then that's gonna be it. There's gonna be a right-wing ass government in France. Shit's gonna get worse. People are gonna get mad. I just hope they don't fuck up France to all hell and back. It seems like France just fucking speedruns every single political event that ever happens. Like, they're speedrunning the rise of the far right, and they're also speedrunning, like, fucking class warfare or something. Oh, shit. Oh, wow, that's a thing, huh? I'm gonna save this golden, but I know the shock is probably coming soon, so I'm kind of taking it as a mulligan either way. That's pretty good. What's wrong with you? Fucking throwing a red shell backwards at, like, this place of all places? Damn. That may have been a bad decision. I'm just glad it landed me still behind the guy that's has a red shell rotating around him. What are people doing? How is everybody passing me? I don't get it. I'm gonna be real. Oh, is there some sort of ultra shortcut where you can jump off and skip a huge portion of the track? Dang, that'd be frustrating if that were the case. Have one of these. Got 2 bombs in a row. I can't believe I made that work as well as I did, even though I got shelled afterwards. Meat box, thank you. This is a good spot to use it, I think. Okay. Ah. Okay. Third place, not bad. That's it for French politics. I think, you know, the situation in France is pretty analogous to a lot of European countries, where the public on balance is usually pretty left-leaning. But the like populist sentiment is not well represented by existing left parties, and certainly not by like any ruling government coalitions. So the far right just swoops in, acts the part of the populace convincingly enough to sway maybe a few voices from the left, a few people from the left over, and then they get these massive landslide victories. And you know, that's how, this is always how fascist parties have come to power, is by grifting as the party of the working man, the party of the common man, and then behind the scenes, being very cozy towards big corporations. And meanwhile, the liberals, while also moving to the right themselves, don't they refuse to embrace any sort of populism themselves, left or right. So they like are ineffective at being a like long-term stopgap. You know, it gets sort of frustrating, but ultimately it is quite predictable after you see it enough times. Here for that, the best item. Oh, what? Damn. Take that, I don't want it. Oh, damn it. How did I bump into those guys so clearly both times, and then it decided, no, actually you didn't? Alright, I got a golden, which is something. No! Son of a bitch. Alright, let's try this again. Whatever item I get, I need to use it right away. Alright. Get me to the next item set. That's what I'm mostly worried about here. That is indeed the next item set. Ow. Son of a... Really? God damn. This is not my race, clearly. Wow, really? Thanks for giving me the one item that wouldn't help me, game. And this track, I think, is one of the worst offenders when it comes to knowing shortcuts equals you win, and not knowing them equals you lose, just kind of flat out. Yeah, easily the worst offender because of that shortcut in the beginning. Seriously, that cuts off so much track that you lose if you don't do it. And I didn't do it. I wasn't able to do it. I think that shortcut needs to be either revised or removed. It's too big of a skip because you only need I think 2 mushrooms in order to do it. Yeah. That's not okay. Let's do something else now. I wanted to talk about something else I saw. Ah, yes. World Bank. You guys know how I feel about the World Bank, right? I hate them. I hate them, I hate them, I hate them, etc., etc. You know what it is. They are... They're the, finance, like, arm of the... Not the UN, but they're like an international, well, bank, that gives loans and stuff to the, well, to various countries for international development purposes, you know. And frequently this means giving loans to, developing countries in the global south. You know, there's the whole meme of, like, really fucking bad loans with like, horrible conditions, that, like, plunge countries into debt and whatever. And that's the World Bank. That's their fault. Also, thank you to whoever used that shock. But that's not all they do. They don't just offer loans. They also are, since they're a bank, they also give money to other organizations. They do contracts and stuff like that. They have their name sort of associated with other projects as well. So, like, there are some non-profits that will go to the World Bank for funding, and the World Bank will invest in them or whatever, and that project will get seen through, or something like that. Okay. One such company with one such project is a group by the name of Bridge. Bridge being a for-profit investment company that does educational services, that does private educational services. They had set up some schools in Kenya. These private schools. Nominally, they were for, like, for educational attainment and whatnot. Education is, like, the key to the developing world catching up, because, you know, when they produce all these professionals and whatever, they can make money in their country, whatever. Like, there are some good arguments and bad arguments, but ultimately I think most people would agree that expanding education in developing countries is a good thing. And nominally, that's what Bridge was involved in. Unfortunately, they are a private company, so they engaged in all sorts of private company type of things. Cost cutting, for one. They paid their teachers very low, even compared to the salaries of Kenyan public school teachers. I read a investigative report on this this morning, Apparently, Kenyan teachers in their public school system get an average of something like $400 per month. That's not very much in any developing country, or in any developed country. You know, in France, in the Netherlands, in America, that's not very much. But in a country like Kenya, that's certainly not bad. I remember being in Morocco, rent and a lot of consumer stuff only costs a fraction of what it does in America. And so the living wage was a bit lower. Regardless, teachers working with Bridge would be earning about $80 a month. So it's like about 1/5 of what a public school teacher would earn in Kenya. That's number one. Another, already a big issue. Number two is that the schools that they were building were hardly schools at all. Typically there's some expectations for school buildings to have construction standards and whatever because there's going to be kids there the whole day. But Bridge operating in shanty towns, they took the opportunity to basically build shanty school buildings out of like sheet metal, plywood, and chicken wire, basically. In fact, there were many people that described them as chicken coops for kids. That's another strike against them, the poor quality of infrastructure. And then strike number 3 is that they were hiring people that were not, trained. A lot of the teachers were not formally trained in how to be childhood educators because that costs money, and Bridge didn't want to spend money. And then strike number 4, the biggest offense, which is what this story was about, is that there was no oversight whatsoever by the World Bank, by, within Bridge, whatever it was, right? Like, they were just running amok, basically. That meant there was all sorts of, sexual abuse scandals in the schools. Yo, what's up, 1v3? We're gonna shop here, I can feel it. Or maybe not. I was just talking about the latest scandal that the World Bank has been embroiled in, which involved some of their business associates and subsidiaries committing sexual assault against school children, and the World Bank covering it up and refusing to apologize for it, and generally not acknowledging any wrongdoing on their part. Eighth place? God damn. I don't need a laptop alternate for whoever that might be. I know why they exist, but I still hate ads so much. You shouldn't be getting them on this on the stream. Here, look. New command. Please stop wasting my time. Yeah, I totally get it. Sometimes Twitch just sucks. Yeah, of course. It really bothers me that Twitch has taken that sort of control away from me. Because it's like, yeah, you can run ads on your channel if you want. I double-checked, even triple-checked the settings. Ads are turned off. Anyways. But yeah, the World Bank stuff is, well, apparently they only recently gave out an apology, and it was like super, super fucking wishy-washy, and like, oh, like, like very corporate speak. Well, I'm dead. Got the double bounce. That's the kind of bounce you really don't want. I need this bullet to get me through this mushroom section. Okay, that's good. Why do I bring up the World Bank and that it is currently embroiled in a sexual assault scandal regarding school kids? The reason I bring it up is because the World Bank is a thoroughly exploitative institution, and that extends beyond economic exploitation as well. You know, exploitation in economics is what they're most known for, but you know, clearly other stuff is not out of the question either. Let me get rid of that. Probably use this here. I don't know. One green shell in 5th. I thought that would hit somebody, but it didn't. That actually worked out. You mean item, please? Yes. Just what I needed. Oh, another bomb. The reason I went wide there. Ow. 4th place, I think? Yeah. This is one of the ways in which, that World Bank scandal is one of the ways that third world countries get trapped in poverty so hard. The economic exploitation is like part and parcel to the sexual exploitation and the other way around. Like, there's a fundamental relationship there where private companies from usually an international stripe, there aren't very many private companies based in Africa, want to seem like they're the good guy. They want to get all sorts of cool PR. They want to make money. A very easy way to do that is to sell yourself as doing something good, because that's a good image. They go to Africa, they claim to do some aid work, some infrastructure work, which they do, to an extent they do, but the quality of work that they do is often very shoddy, because there's a lot of corner cutting that goes on, because they can get away with that corner cutting in Africa where they can't in Europe and the United States. In fact, Bridge, the education company that the World Bank hired and invested in, admitted as much. They said that, like, hey, this isn't Europe. We can pay teachers less. And so they did. And as a result, you get profiteering in one of the poorest areas in the world. And what that means is that the company, in this case an education company, providing private school stuff, is getting more money out than they're putting in, which is exploitation. That, like, they're benefiting quite a bit, but they are not really helping the community all that much. Not comparatively anyways. Sure, maybe there's a school or two that's there now that wasn't before, but ultimately those resources would have been better spent on something like public schools, because like I mentioned earlier, Kenya does have a public school system, and their teachers are actually paid not too bad. One mushroom. But you know, it's like a it's its own type of aesthetic capitalism where it's like, oh, it's like humanitarian capitalism. We're doing well by doing good, but in order to do well, you kind of have to engage in this exploitative behavior as a company, or you like it necessarily ends up being that way. Please don't. Ah, God damn it! I literally moved to the left. What's up, player? No. Okay. Oh, poor bastard. He got triple red shells in that placement. I feel you. Feel you, bro. How? The hell? What's up, Funky? Star, eh? Hey, you, you fucking smarmy bastard. I can't go that way. Star doesn't have enough fuel. Player, trust me when I say I mean no offense. I would not try to fuck over a cart user. That's just too mean. I will do this, though. Start getting rid of these. Okay. Arjen Lubach talked about how Europe needs to get their crap together in case Trump wins, because we won't stand as much as a chance as we would want to. U.S. is quite big, and the big amount of the total NATO GDP in the military. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the smart move, is for Europe to start doing that. Europe in general needs to be less dependent on the United States. The United States won't necessarily always be a coherent economic partner. Just because our economy is, like, founded on some pretty fucking unsustainable things. I've returned, and I'm wondering what your N64 Bowser's Castle music is. Yeah, it's Temporal Tower from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. It's the final dungeon in the main game, as opposed to the post game. Good flag, by the way. Oh, Kenya? Yeah, Kenya's flag is pretty cool. I like it. No, Final Grounds. Why did it have to be this track? Another candidate. And it's mirror mode. Fuck me, dude. Another candidate for a track that I think should be removed from the CTGP distribution. Because, like, oh, well, there I go. It's been here for so long. It's had its day. Even the new version isn't all that great. Oh, and I hit the dirt. Okay, so far so good. Nothing like this. It's out. Go down the center here. Gonna do some of this. Enough. 1 mushroom and 6. I actually don't want to risk a thundercloud, so I'm not gonna go for it. But, holy shit, that guy did that shortcut with a cart? Jesus Christ. This is next level Sweat Lord shit. I'm not prepared for that. I'll just do this. I got stuck on that? Poor bastard. Damn it, I'm spamming L. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not a douche like the rest of these guys, so I'm not gonna unnecessarily go for somebody when I'm in a mega. Oh, shit. I gave him a chance to slow down. Sometimes people will do the thing where they, like, slow down in order to let somebody pass if they have, like, red shells or something. I usually want to slow down to let people do that, because I'm not usually keen on ruining somebody's entire race if I don't, like, have to. You know? Ah, damn it. Oh, I see. Oh, he went pretty far out of the way there. No. Alright. God, that POW sent me from 2nd to 6th. Here you go. Go tight. That POW was targeted at me specifically. Get me up there. Oh, okay. 7? Huh. Weird race. Alright, now it's time for your guys' favorite topic, Russia. Chat really likes Russia, or really likes talking about Russia, I guess. And I saw recently, since the Russian election has happened, well, you know, election in air quotes, people are understandably upset. I've said before that I think that, like, Russia's kind of fucked for the foreseeable future because of all the stuff that happened. Like, Russia got the worst of both worlds during and after the Soviet Union. And they're really, like, there aren't really favorable conditions for there to be a strong left wing in Russian politics. You know, the best you would get is, like, Duginism, Nazbols, and, like, people who want the Soviet Union to come back, right? Not a lot in the way of democratic organizing principles over there, but people sure don't like Putin, as it seems. And look, at this point, I think political agitation, on some level, if you're expressing discontent over a bad thing, is just pretty plainly good. You know? Even though there is technically the concern that you might be involving yourself in a worse thing, you know, I think that's like a thing where you kind of cross that bridge when you come to it. Look, the point is, people don't like Putin in Russia, at least way less than I thought they did, and I think that's good. What in the hell is going on? I'm getting hit at all sorts of weird angles. Watch me go. But at the polling stations, because there is an election that takes place, you're just only allowed to vote for one candidate in Russia for the most part. People cast their ballots and stuff, and some people did some stuff that was not casting ballots. For example, pouring dyes into the ballot boxes, and even setting ballot boxes on fire, which I thought was very interesting from the perspective of like a form of protest. You know, that actually, in fact, that gives me hope that maybe there is some spark of like genuine pro-democracy resistance in Russia, because left-wing movements tend to engage in property destruction as a more unconventional form of like protest, or a less peaceful form of protest, right? Usually when there is a left movement doing that, it's property destruction. When there's a right-wing movement doing that, it's targeting people, and people get hurt and stuff like that. So the fact that this protest has been mostly characterized by property destruction and not by people getting hurt, that gives me some spark of hope that like maybe things are going to turn around in some measure in Russia, or at least things will, I don't know, maybe moderate a little bit. I see. That was very convenient for me. I'm going to hold this out to threaten, but I'm not actually going to throw it back against that guy. Throw it forward. There we go. USA $1.2 trillion, 3.3 million soldiers, and almost 6,000 nukes. Russia's 140 billion, 2.2 million soldiers, and almost 6,000 nukes. Oh, without USA, $404 billion, 2 million soldiers, and 500 nukes. So with USA. Look, Europe and Russia are more evenly matched than you think. In fact, I think Russia stands a better chance against Russia. Or Russia, yes. Russia obviously stands the best chance against Russia. Did we learn nothing from Prigozhin's revolt during the Ukraine war? No. Europe stands a pretty good chance against Russia, even on its own, because Europe has modern equipment. Russia does and doesn't. The modern equipment that they do have is in very limited supply. A lot of what they have is from old Soviet stockpiles. Russia is not a terribly wealthy country. Europe, the disadvantage that Europe would have is that it is many countries and not just one country. Obviously, with the US there, it's not even a contest. Russia wouldn't even like dare to provoke some military action or retaliation. And of course, the point about nukes is that like nobody's gonna use nukes. Nukes are just like a geopolitical tool to sort of lean on people, be like, hey, we have big bombs, even though nobody's going to use those big bombs, right? 500 nukes is enough to basically level Russia, at least all of its major urban centers. So beyond a certain level, it like doesn't matter how many nukes that you have, as long as a certain number of them are functional. You know, very wacky stuff there. I don't know if they got an item. Oh, they hit a banana. Unfortunate. Getting weight bumped everywhere. Need an item. Really need an item. That's not the point. The point is that with USA, Russia wouldn't risk war, but in the state change. Yeah, I was agreeing with you. Russia might do something with Europe, but even then, it's not certain that they would win, so there's a significant deterrent. The USA is basically there for, like, insurance. Here, let's check this. What the fuck? I'm bagging. Okay. As soon as I get out of the cannon, I'm using this bullet. Oh, nice. Only got me 7. You're just to scare off and impress the enemy. Yeah. And look, we're posting as if this war is actually going to break out, which I don't believe it will. Like I said, history is a game of material interest. Well, you might not have been here when I said this, but history is a game of material interest, and so long as it is not in the material interest of the ruling class of a given country to invade another country, they won't do it. As it stands, even if it's just Russia and Europe, the ground is uneasy, and that's something to be avoided. But the war would be internecine, and that doesn't do anything for anybody, and both sides know that. So they're going to try to do more diplomatic posturing rather than engage in full-on warfare. That's just the world that we live in nowadays. It's the same reason that China will posture and posture and posture with regards to Taiwan, but because it has, like, because they are posturing against another large military, the United States, they're not going to do anything because they would have to violate their ruling class's own material interests to be able to get any sort of gain. The gain just wouldn't be worth it. Such is the case with Russia and Europe. You know? And especially given Russia's actions in Georgia and Ukraine, Europe is pretty fucking united in not liking Russia, except for, like, Hungary. You know? I see. I'm going so wide to avoid that bullet bill. Oh, shit. Got owned. Ah! Goofy. Yep. Bro, what? Willivator, what are you doing? Swerving all over the place. Going wide. Oh, baby. I've just used it there, because I think of a better place to use it. Ah, I'll chuck that. Oh, if that hits him on the thing, then that's actually the perfect place that it could have hit him. Oh, no. Didn't hit him on the rotating thing of doom. Quite, anyways. Ow. Dude! Come on. I've been driving so well. What's up, NTMG? Alright. I'm gonna start using these. Now, I don't know what the shortcut is at the end of this, but I know for certain that everybody's going to do it. Okay, well. Okay, everybody's gonna be eating shit on this section. Maybe. I see a bullet bill! Alright, I'm using this. I don't want to get hit by that. Give me mushrooms. Please? Nah, the best item. Okay. Sixth? Okay. Works out. Pretty good from my end of things, that race. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about Russia. You know, sometimes I get caught up in the like, what do I predict from this? What do I even think is going to happen here? But you know, the truth is, I'm not an oracle. I can't see the future. You know, history plays out in predictable ways, obviously, but you know, there's still a number of different things that could happen depending on actively changing material circumstances. Even though history always follows where material circumstances lead it to, those material circumstances change every now and again. Yeah, great. What he didn't realize is that I can turn tighter than him. What's up, player? I made the last second decision to not try to go inside them, because that would mean I just get bumped off instantly. Nice try, but, you know, it's a big ramp. It's hard to trap the ramp. That was a good one. What's up, bro? Ow. It's like we both got. I'm just gonna get rid of this here. Ow. Mega Mushroom. I'll probably use that on this turn. Might be a smart move. Yeah. This is the place to use it. Holy shit. That POW got him so bad. Bucko, if you know what's good for you. Alright. He get? Oh, okay, no. For a second, I thought he just completely veered off the ramp and died, but I guess not. Sorry, bro. Mine. I'm content with second. That Mega Mushroom was everything. On lap 2, rounding the first really big spiral turn, that was like... That made the entire race for me. Like, without that, I would have been fucking down in the dumps with average Joe Schmo in the middle of the pack or whatever. Instead, I was living large, living like Larry. Anyways. Oh, yeah, there was something else interesting that I wanted to talk about. Just a fun story that has political implications and whatnot because of me doing political action. I did phone banking recently. It's right now is about the time that all the primary elections are starting to happen. Primary elections happen from, I think, January on through September. And then the general election is in November of this year. And so there are plenty of opportunities to do phone banking, text banking, canvassing, you know, going around asking people, hey, will you go and vote for this person? Will you vote for this person? Blah, blah. And I went and did phone banking for a state level campaign in Pennsylvania. Because I believe that if there is any like policy ground to be broken, and any like big changes to be pushed for and whatever, the best thing that you can do is advocate for them on a local or below federal level. You know, below the national level is where you want to advocate for these changes, because that's where they're more likely at least to take root. And when they take root, and when they've really taken root at a local or regional or municipal level, then the national government eventually has to notice that. There are certain barriers in national politics that are much weaker, or even sometimes just don't exist at all in local or regional politics. I've lost control of my vehicle. I don't know what else to say. So, you know, I was doing phone banking for this person running for office up in Philadelphia for a state level campaign. And it was good. What? This is the second time I've played this track twice recently, and both times I've seen some shit that I have never seen before. Hey, Theo. Oh, I remember Theo, I think. What's up? Go, dude. Go for it. I'm gonna wait to use this until I get to this part right here. Now I'm gonna use it. There we go. That's gonna gain me a lot of ground, I think. Alright. Cool. Alright. Go for it, Will Evader. Oh my god, that's a lot of red shells. Okay. Whoa, okay! I'm going wide here. Just by a little bit. Okay, 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 okay. You win, dude. Okay. Head. Fucking miracle that I got 5th place there, honestly. Yeah. So that's what I did on Wednesday. Hopefully I'll be able to find a couple more opportunities to do that coming up. Because I know that, like, I know that I have made change in the past doing phone banking with like progressive groups and stuff. There was a pro-choice phone banking campaign in August, I think last year, or maybe the year before, where there was going to be like this amendment that made it way harder for people to change the Constitution. So I campaigned against that. Thankfully, that amendment failed. So success on our part. And then there was also like a judicial vacancy in Wisconsin that we did phone banking to promote the progressive candidate to fill that because their opponent was like an insane election denier. And thankfully that person got elected to that state Supreme Court seat, which was great because now that's like a little bit less insanity and a little bit more of a defense against fascism in that state. And then I'm just hoping that something like that comes up in the future, where there's an opportunity to make some significant advance leftward, even if it's like a small advance at the local or state level. All of that is significant. It's taken me a long time to internalize, but really, all politics stems from local politics. You know, like activism, that is. Is that gonna hit somebody? I don't know if it is. Oh, they're gonna all do the balls to the wall shortcut here. Did okay. That. Thank you. Blue shell, eh? Not super familiar with all the shortcuts on this track. Oh, Jesus! Dude! Got bumped as fuck. Alright. Let's give this another shot. What's up, Theo? Big idea. Alright, I'm gonna do this. No, what the fuck? Why would you target shock dead last? Why? That is beyond frustrating. Oh, poor bastard. That Carter got fucked up. Alright. How did I not use that last mushroom? Weird. I'll just use this. Alright, I'm back in it, just like that, I guess. Alright. Oh, that was a good target shock. That was good. We got a bunch of us. Ow! Son of a... I even tried to avoid that, too. Alright. Alright, cool. Got a draft. Give me this box. Nice. Now I'm going to throw this behind me. That got a couple people, I think. Don't hit that banana. Okay. Really tight pack. Oh shit, Theo rolling with the big boys. Low VR players are the real heroes. You know, I don't know if I'm tired because of the politics or because of this, like Mario Kart, or just because it's much warmer today than it has been for several months. But I am tired. I always feel like there's some sort of impetus that prevents me from talking about politics the way I usually do when I'm on stream. And it's not super difficult for me to say what that impetus is, but it's hard for me to get rid of it. You know, I've mentioned that I don't want there to be as much pressure on me when I stream, and that's a me thing. Like, I'm the one putting pressure on myself when I stream. I'm constructing this pressure, and all I have to do is stop constructing it or deconstruct it, but I not great at doing that part. Because sometimes I'll be like, you know, I want to talk about this thing, but I don't say everything that I want to say, or I forget some stuff, or you know, whatever it is. And it just doesn't, sometimes it just doesn't come out quite right. I really don't like that. Guy's very courteous. Probably made the smart decision there, too, to slow down. People got bullet bills and stuff? That's kind of wild. Yo, what's up, player? I think I hit somebody else, too. Kind of wacky. I got somebody. Yeah, fuck it. Sorry, bro. you know how it is. It's just, you get a thundercloud. Nobody wants a thundercloud. It's not personal. You're just the most immediate guy next to me. Oh, shit. Got him. Alright. Oh, perfect. Ow. Jesus Christ. That Goomba is in exactly the wrong spot. That's the worst thing I think about that track. If that Goomba is elsewhere, then I think that track is way better. Or at least the ending section is. I don't want to make some sweeping statement about the whole track. The track in general is pretty cool. Pretty alright. God, I don't know if I have much left in me. I might cut the stream at an hour and a half instead of 2 hours. This has been a good session. I've been having some good races. It's been quite a slobber knocker. In fact, depending on the track that gets picked, I might just call it after this race. I really don't have the energy today. Because I'm now remembering that last summer, I had some issues with the air conditioner, right? That one Goomba. Yeah, that's true. I'm remembering it's more like the heat and the humidity, which is getting to me, which makes me get more frustrated over small things like that Goomba. I had an air conditioner over there, like there's a window that way. There was an air conditioner over there, but the air conditioner had a problem of like leaking water. Water would build up, and that caused some actual damage to the house. So I couldn't use an air conditioning unit to cool down my room. The problem is my room is not properly insulated. It can, it gets cold up here in the winter. It gets really hot up here in the summer. So we were kind of at an impasse, and like, I was really determined towards the end of the summer. It's like, I want to fix this problem. But then I was talking with my dad and my mom about it. They were like, well, we were all realized, like, it's getting colder anyway. It's kind of a moot point. So we never fixed the problem. And so I still don't have a means of cooling down my room when it gets really hot. Which means I will have to suffer in the heat again this summer. We have a means of heating up the room. Space heaters, not that difficult to come by. I have a small one that's actually really good. But, like, geez, man. Especially considering that I am prone to heat exhaustion and potentially heat stroke, this seems like the urgent problem that I need to be dealing with in the near future. That we, regrettably, we just didn't talk, like, we just kind of dropped the subject last year. I'm throwing this. Glad I didn't get hit by that. I need a box. Yeah. Okay. Actually worked that time. I'm not going to use any of these red shells if you don't, Luigi. If you're down to just be red shell squad, then that's awesome. And I'm down to do that as well. But I don't know if that's what you wanted out of this. We'll see. Ow. Ow! That's what you get, Willovator. Got him! Silly, silly man. Alright. I need something. I had to spend all 3 of my mushrooms and I barely made the jump. I'd say that was probably worth it. Ow. Sorry, Willovator. I just spammed it. I promise you I don't actually have a vendetta against you specifically. This is just an unfortunate product of happenstance. Seventh. I really don't want to end it like that. I feel like I drove so poorly that race. I gotta go one more. Yeah, this summer is gonna be fucking rough. I mean, there are two air conditioning vents on the floor in my room. They do all of jack shit. You know? Technically, air does flow into my room from the air conditioning system from those 2 vents. But I have to literally put my hand on top of the vent in order to feel or hear, like, the air that's coming through. It's like we have a really We have a like fine air conditioning system. It just doesn't reach up here. You know, so as long as you're on the main floor or the bottom floor, you're good. But not if you're on this floor. We even tried having like little fans and stuff that we put on the vents to circulate air faster, but like I saw it coming kind of that like that's not going to do anything because you're still limited to the amount of air that comes out of the vent system and the speed at which it comes out of the vent system. Like ultimately there's no getting past that, you know? Oh, mushroom. You throw it? Maybe not. Hoping it's gonna be another mild summer like last year. Boy, boy howdy if you think last year was mild for us. Oh boy. Summers in Virginia are never mild. Is that way faster? I'm saving my mushroom either way. The most they could get is a POW, I think. And even so, I have a mushroom. Oh, dude, player got burst? That's sick. Yeah. Okay. Let's quit the game. That's all I can handle. I will see you guys next time. I don't know if next time is going to be Sunday or if it's going to be another day. Yeah. Have a good day. Later. Have a good one. Let me see if there's anybody to raid, I will raid, but other than that, I need to just get done with this. Okay, nope, nobody. So, see you next time.